Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertanton.com. I know this is going to be another long video, and I am going to again split it into two, so I'll be doing TeamBlake and TeamChristina for The Voice. So stay tuned for both. We had the second part of the knockout rounds, and tonight performing were TeamBlake and TeamChristina. And if you don't know, the knockout rounds are kind of like the battle rounds, but instead of them singing the same song together, they choose their own song and battle against each other with different songs, but they still like go up and they get chosen at the end or whatever. If you missed the battle from Monday, it will be replaying on Thursday, so just remember that they're going to play it on Fox at 8 p.m. on Thursday, or replay it, rebroadcast it, so you can check in and see it if you missed it. Alright, let's start out with TeamChristina. First up, she had Devon Deloera versus Vivas. And Devon Deloera was doing I Have Nothing by Whitney Houston. I thought she started out a little shaky on this, but she didn't let it deter her. I thought she had a nice sound, and she hit the big notes. She really nailed them pretty well, but there was something lacking for me, even when she fell on her knees. You know, it was very dramatic and everything, but I just wasn't feeling something that was there, and I wrote maybe it was a thinness to her voice and a shaky quality. Vivas was up next. She did I Need to Know by Marc Anthony, and she started out very Latina fierce and stole all the attention with her stage presence. I don't really remember her voice. She hasn't gotten a lot of face time. So she started out singing in Spanish, and it became very fierce and sexy. I was like, go on girl. Not the best vocal, but I preferred her performance over Devon's. Ceelo called Laura's performance caliente, hot in Spanish. Blake preferred Devon, and Christina chose Devon, and she said it's because she can benefit from her coaching more. Next we had Adriana Louise versus Celica Westbrook. Adriana did Already Gone by Clarkson. She was focused on this and into the lyrical content. Her voice was soaring and her face was just flushed with emotion. And the expected big note was really nicely done. And the end was heart-wrenching. Just, I thought it was a perfect performance. Ceelo said, I felt it, like, before they did anything. Celica Westbrook did Never Say Never by Justin Bieber. I liked her sound and her subtle approach to this, and she was taking it to the audience like Christina instructed her to. It was pretty good, but I liked Adriana better. Adam said they both had different things that made them strong. Blake said they both had pitchy and redeeming moments. And Adam poked fun at him and Blake called him bitchy. Christina chose Adriana, though she said both of them had showcased themselves well. Next, Alessandra Guercio versus Duron. And Alessandra did Take a Bow by Rihanna. She has so much swagger in her movements and everything, but I guess because that's a Bronx girl, you know what I'm saying? I thought she came off just a little nasal, but I liked her bigger notes better than her lower. She seemed to run out of steam and breath at the end, so I wasn't too crazy about that. Duron did Stuck on You, Lionel Richie. His eyes were shining on this, and I'm sure the girls and some of the boys were falling in love for him for this. I like how he handles his voice. He just really knows how to pamper it and do things with it. He was singing for his life. He really was. And I couldn't see him losing this battle. Adam said they're both super talented, but he'd go with Alessandra. Blake called it the Battle of the Heartthrobs. And Christina chose Duron, and she said to him that he was consistent when he came up to hug her. You know, I overheard her say that he was consistent. Next was Chevonne versus Deloera. Chevonne did Dancing with Myself by Billy Idol. She came out with a lot of energy, but it seemed just a little forced to me. I didn't see the fun in her eyes. You know, it just seemed like they were kind of either dead or just really focusing on what she was supposed to be doing, and she should have been having a good time as far as I'm concerned on this song. There was a lot of this going on, but not a lot of joy and going on for me. She sounded pretty good to me, but I'm not really a fan of her voice. Deloera did You Found Me by the Fray, and she started out really relating her story and giving a total butch masculinity, I said, and then she hit the chorus and just really with some fierceness, and I felt it through every pore. I felt like this was like a very personal choice, and it really translated well. Adam said he'd never seen stage presence like they had. He chose Deloera, and Christina chose Deloera, and I thought this was a total TKO. I wrote that. I wrote that on Twitter. Deloera just it was night and day as far as the internal emotion coming out it was just something that was palatable. You could really feel it, or I could feel it. Let me know if you felt that way. Also, if you are enjoying the commentary, make sure to thumb it up for me and let me know that you enjoyed it. And make sure that you're going on to the next commentary for the next team that I will have coming up. Yeah. Oh, I wrote Ceelo was trying to say, he was acting silly, like, because Chevonne had been on his team. So he was trying to say, oh, you know, hey, Chevonne, this, that, and the other. She was talking to say, she was totally ignoring him. And Ceelo was like, while she was walking on, Ceelo was like, hey, Chevonne. And Adam was laughing at her, and she never paid him any mind. She just walked off, just like whatever. Girl, you better be happy that Ceelo turned this chair around for you. He the one that got you on the show. Yeah, okay. So next up we had Aquile versus Sylvia Yacoub. And Aquile chose Grenade by Bruno Mars. In the performance, he had a nice smoothness on this. I didn't feel like he followed Christina's instructions, even though later she said that he had. But she said she really wanted Michael Jackson, you know, them hits. And I don't think he really got it. He kept that real smoothness about him, which is his style and which is what he does. So I just wasn't, you know, I thought he sung the heck out of the song, but even though he really did a good job, I wrote that maybe it was a little too smooth as far as Christina had been instructing him. Sylvia Yacoub did Fighter by Christina Aguilera. You know, she chose one of her songs. And she had a lot of attitude in her body movements and coming out and her vocal, and even got a little flirty at points in it. Just gave you all kinds of flavors in this. I was kind of worried about her hyperventilating at points, you know, because she was trying to get her breath and stuff like that. But she really barreled through and got it off and got a really good last riff. Just really nice. Ceelo said it was a hype, dope, and fresh. He said it was hype, dope, and fresh. Blake said, who's Randy Jackson? Because Adam said, oh, you Randy Jackson now. And Blake tried to cut in, who's Randy Jackson? You know who Randy Jackson is. Blake said Aquile was solid, but Sylvia kicked ass. And Christina chose Sylvia. I think that was pretty good. What did you think of these performances? Again, go on to the next video after you have thumbed this up and Facebooked it and favorited it and all that good stuff. I'm Robert Anton, robertanton.com.